Okay, today we have for you a very special show as we get ready for Rock and Roll Camp 2026. The Western New York area has a thriving local music scene. Throughout the early 50s and 60s, music and dance clubs populated the area. And in the 70s and 80s, rock clubs became more and more popular, with clubs like the Salty Dog, September's, Rock and Roll Heaven, and the Rockin' Buffalo Saloon. Each year, a rock music camping festival takes place at the Hogrosa campgrounds in Springville, New York, featuring the area's most talented local bands. Joining us now, let's welcome Jeff and Carrie to talk about this year's Rock and Roll Camp. Guys, how's it going?
We're doing good. How about you?
Doing excellent. Thank you both for giving us some time and joining us. Really appreciate it. Definitely.
Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Definitely. So let's talk a little bit about this, Jeff. So this is the 14th year of this. What makes this such a popular event, man? 14 years.
I think it has a lot to do with the bands being able to group onto one property, and so many people there that they just like to see the other bands perform. So I think that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got 19 bands this year, I believe.
Yep.
2 main stages, 3 nights of live music, 4 days of camping. I mean, just an excellent package. So I want to talk to you a little bit about your history in the Western New York area. You have some history working in rock clubs and going through all that back in the day. Can you tell us a little bit about that time?
Yeah, I was deeply involved with Rock and Roll Heaven there on George Urban Boulevard there when it was connected to Coyotes. And, a couple different bars, but Rock Stars was one of the best clubs. That was the funnest club with Buffalo Pizza and Ale House right next to it. And Carrie, she was one of the star girls there.
Yep. Good times at Rock Stars for sure.
Yeah, that was a great club. I used to go there all the time and definitely see a lot of bands back in the day there. Very, very cool stuff. So that kind of led you into doing this and organizing this every year. Can you think back a little bit when it first kind of started out? I'm sure it was kind of hard getting it off the ground the first time, right?
Yeah, it sure was back, going on 14 years ago. A couple friends of mine and I started this process, Mike Shearer and Jim Nab, and things changed who was running it now, but it's now we got Carrie, my stepdaughter, and my lovely woman over here, Diane.
Yeah, and they do an amazing job, definitely. So Carrie, you're really the organizer for this event here. You're organizing the bands, getting their time slots, making sure everybody's got the right information. Tell us a little bit about how that goes every year. You put a lot into that, I think.
Well, it really is a smooth process. I'm standing in for Jeff. He obviously can't be here because he's enjoying his warmth in Florida. It snowed today, so that was pretty crazy. But yeah, it's really, I mean, I've been around since the start, so these years that just go on, it just gets a little bit easier, and all the bands are awesome. They work with me really well. So
yeah, and you've built a relationship, I've seen, with these folks, right? I was there when you were talking with everybody and getting everybody set. Who needs to talk to who might need to borrow a drum kit from who, and setting stuff up and introducing people. Jeff, you have a great organizer here. I'm sure you already know that. I'm not telling you anything you don't know.
Sure, I got a couple of good partners.
I've known these guys. I've known a lot of these guys for so long. So I really, being a bartender, I just know everyone. I know, it works out. Definitely works.
Definitely works out really, really well. And you guys, it's not just music here and camping. There's also some other stuff you guys got going on here. So Jeff, you guys got food trucks out there, and yes, you guys got arts and crafts and merchants out there selling stuff. Can you tell us a little bit of what we may see this year coming up out there?
Diane?
Candles, some jewelry.
Candles, jewelry. I think she has like 9 or 10 vendors this year. So
say we got marijuana.
Right. You got a hemp guy that came out last year. I know was doing that. Yeah,
there was a hemp guy there. Just all kinds of different arts and crafts and stuff. Diane does handle the vendors for us, so she does pretty well, and we get some different stuff in there.
Are you guys still looking for vendors, or are you set?
I could possibly use one more.
She's saying maybe one more.
Okay.
To fill
All
them
right.
up,
So if,
on the tent for the band, so we got plenty of room over there. If anybody else wants to join in, they can.
okay,
Yeah.
so if there's any vendors that want to get a hold of you guys and ask questions or see what's going on, Jeff, is there an email address they should reach out to or what?
Well, to make it easy, I think it'd be great if they could go to Facebook, our page, Rock and Roll Camp, and just message the page, and I'll have Diane get a hold of them.
Okay. All right. So, folks, so if you got some stuff out there, if you want to get in on the food truck or you got an arts and crafts booth that you want to set up at Rock and Roll Camp, reach out on their Facebook page. All right.
Yes.
All right. So, also wanted to give a shout out to some of the other folks that are involved in this every year. You guys have some great sound techs, great lighting techs. They keep this event going every year and do such a great job. Definitely a shout out to them for sure.
Yeah, and I would that goes to Mike Filikowski, Mike Franz, and Dave Camarda, kicking ass on the sound, getting production, getting the bands on and off on time. They do a remarkable job of helping keeping things moving.
Yes,
Right, because it can get a little crazy there. You got 19 bands going on over 3 days. You know, and these guys keep you on track, keep you on schedule. I was there last year, and I think one of the bands were trying to play over their schedule, and we had to kind of shut that off a little bit and say, hey, it's time to move on for the next band. But yeah, you got some great folks.
I always try to tell the bands, I don't care what time you go on, meaning if the other band is done and you're ready, and just tell the sound guy and go. But it's just the stopping time that's the important one.
Yep, definitely.
These guys love the jam. They want to just continue going and short hour sets. We wish we had more time in the day so we could just play all day long.
I do have to add though, as Carrie just said, it is only hour sets for Friday and Saturday, but this year we're trying something new, and we gave the 3 bands an hour and a half set this year.
On Thursday.
Nice. Yep. So let's talk about that. So the tickets on here, you got a couple different deals. So the first one, you got the 3-night pass. If you arrive Thursday, if you reach out and pay for it ahead of time, $75. So that includes 3 days of camping, right? And the shows. And it's not just you can do tent camping, you can do trailer, you can rent a trailer or a cabin, right?
Yep, you could sleep in your car or you could bring a 40-foot RV. It don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing extra that we have is electric. There is an electric charge, but other than that, yes, your ticket takes care of everything. You're in.
Yep, and I think there's a swimming pond out there. You guys have the cornhole tournament.
The fishing pond. There's a cornhole tournament. We have a giant slip and slide in the back. That'll be going strong this year.
Yep.
We're also doing a chicken barbecue on Saturday afternoon as well.
Oh, very nice. Chevetta's Chicken Barbecue, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Yep, that's the deal. That's definitely the way to do it. And then at the end of the night, Friday and Saturday, you do the big bonfire.
Massive.
So tell people a little bit about that, if you would. That's always a very cool event. Everybody kind of gets together at that.
Yeah, it's just a big community fire that we put on every year. Let's put it this way: when the band strokes their last strum of the guitar, you will notice the big bright light go to it.
Up in flames. We have an acoustic set going around on fire Friday and Saturday night too. So there will be some live music, and some of the guys from the bands hang out. They always go up and join. So it'll be a nice little open jam session.
This year we got Easy Peasy, which is Jimmy Munt. He's going to come in for Friday and Saturday and give us some tunes for a little while. And
After hours.
It's a good time by the fire.
Yes.
Good after hours party.
Very, very cool. Yeah. And if folks can't do the whole 3 nights, you have a 2-night pass also.
Yes. $55. $55 pre-sale, $65 at the gate.
Yep. And if you want to do the one night pass, you have to get that at the gate. I was reading, right?
Yeah. Saturday day of.
Yes.
Okay, very, very cool. So much stuff happened with this event. I can't wait for it to get going. Definitely. So folks out there, if you want tickets for it, you can visit outhousetickets.com. You can get information from that from Jeff's Facebook page, like he was saying. Rock and Roll Camp. I think it's Rock and Roll Camp 2026 is the page, right?
Yes. And I would also like to give a big shout out to Mike Shear at the Rock and Buffalo. Big ass at the Rock and Roll Camp. We love them. And of course, Ron Grottinelli for the use of the property, the Hogrosa campgrounds. Without them, maybe right now we would have trouble. So the property is beautiful and people are very respectful, and that's why we could keep doing it every year.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that. I've went there the last couple of years, hosted for you, and I was really surprised how everyone just kind of gets along, and there's no big, crazy fights or stupid things happening, which happens at a lot of these type of events. Usually, there's none of that going on, which is great.
Everyone's super chill, and they're there to camp and have a good time.
I was super surprised. Like minimal security, at the gate and some other things, but you guys have really been blessed with the people here. Just how it's run and how it's going. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a great time. It's like having a temporary nightclub in your backyard. And it's just fun. Everybody enjoys it, and I love it.
Right. And you'll be coming back up this way, I think, next month. You're currently in Florida, right?
Yes. And I'll be down next month, and we'll kick this off. Can't wait.
Very, very cool. All right. So we can't wait for that, folks. So definitely. So stay tuned for that. The Rock and Roll Camp, 16th to 19th, Hogrosa Campgrounds. Very, very cool. And stay tuned to talk about rock for your chance to win tickets for the full weekend at Rock and Roll Camp 2026. All right, and come out and join me as I host the weekend all weekend long. All right, and we'll also have live coverage on Rock Rage Radio. Very cool. All right, thank you, Jeff and Carrie, and we will see you guys at Rock and Roll Camp 2026.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Rob.
Rob.